Good morning, y'all. Well, good afternoon. Oh, look, the thing says 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the wrong time, though. Okay, so I want to release this real quick. It's actually not gonna be that quick. I don't know how it's gonna come out, and that's a part of it, right? Like, that's definitely a part of this word. I'm gonna call it fast food. I wanted to call it This Ain't BK, but I'm gonna just call it fast food. It's based off a dream I had some days ago, and God was giving me more insight on the dream in the wee hours of this morning, because a lot of the times I really do go through my comments, and I've been asking him why this one particular comment like irritated me. Like, what was it about this comment, God, right? And basically it was because they were saying release the word quicker, deliver it quicker, and it would resonate with more people. And then when I was thinking on it this morning, God literally gave me a flashback back to a scene in my dream from a few days ago, so that it would be more clearer and all that. And I didn't know what to say, because a part of me wanted to clap back, a part of me wanted to say like, oh, that's great advice, do it on your own channel. Like, y'all, okay, I think when you get to a place to where like you just kind of fed up of unsolicited opinions and stuff, and that's what he's testing me on, right? Like, I know I gotta figure out how to navigate through this before I grow any further, right? But what a lot of people don't know is I have actually been talking to God. Like, I kind of want to keep the channel, like, I don't want it to be, I like being able to talk to y'all, and one of my fears, and the people closest to me, they know it's I don't want it to be too much, and then it gets to a point to where so many comments and I can't interact with y'all, every single person that comments, the way that I would like to, because I know how I am. I'm a very personable person. I'm a very pleasant person. Like, unless you bother me, I'm not gonna bother you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mind my business. So let's hop into the dream real quick, and then I'm gonna kind of come back to that. In the dream, we're at like this food establishment, and it kind of gave like barn vibes. It was so many people in there, so many people. I remember being in the line. Now, when I was in the line, I was with this younger boy who I did not know, and we were kind of just looking around trying to figure out what we wanted to eat, because they had like pizza off in the corner. Then they had like a counter, and at the counter it was 3 different fast food like restaurants you could choose from. It was, I know, Arby's, I know McDonald's, and it was another one, but I cannot remember what the other one was. Like, I should have typed it out as soon as I woke up, but I didn't. And so we were just trying to figure out what we wanted. And let me also add in, this word is definitely dual. And so where I'm going right now, I'm about to try to go find me something to eat, because here lately when I eat fast food, I get sick, and I know when that happens, God is telling me to not eat it, you know. I had told y'all a few weeks ago when I was eating Burger King, and I had sat on top of my car, and I was like, God been telling me to stop eating fast food, and I didn't listen. And so then what happens was I ended up doing like a little cleanse fast like this week or the end of last week, and I was feeling good. And then I had Zaxby's. Like, I didn't even go to like McDonald's or nothing. I had Zaxby's and got sick. I was like, are you kidding me? And so this is definitely dual. Like, so for some of y'all, he may be saying lay off the fast food. Here's your confirmation. Okay, so they had all that going on. When we get to the counter, I like placed my order, but the girl at the counter, it was 3 different girls at the counter, because it was one for each restaurant. So I placed my order, and then the girl who was taking the young boy's order, she was so, it ain't even like not personal, she was rude. Like, she was like barking at him, okay? And because talking to me in line about what he wanted, what he was going to get, but because of how she came off, it was like he couldn't talk, he didn't want to talk. And so that made her even more upset. You know, she was getting impatient, and she was like, what do you want? And she was not nice to him at all. And so I'd already placed my order. I was like, he doesn't want to talk to you because you're being rude. And that made her mad. I didn't say it mean, I was just letting her know, like, he's not. And the boy in the dream, which is so funny, who it ends up switching to, he was a sweetheart, and he knew what he wanted. He knew what he was coming in there for. But because of her, he was literally like kind of like stunned there. Like, he didn't say nothing. And I was like, and it was blowing my mind that she didn't recognize it was her attitude. And it was like, why are you talking to him like that? Like, if you don't want to work here. And that brings me to another point. I have worked in fast food legitimately. I worked at McDonald's for like 2 years. When I told her she was being rude, she got upset And she was like, right? And she walked away from the counter. And then in my mind, I'm thinking like, I don't even want the food no more. Because let me tell you something else. I'm the person to where like, listen, I've been irritating demons since I came out the womb. Like I said, I don't have to say nothing. I could just like smile and people be mad. They don't like me. It irritates the demons in them. So a lot of the times when I have gone to fast food restaurants, I get met with like such an unnecessary attitude, or somebody's mad because I'm smiling. I'm like, hey, how you doing today? And because they got so many demons on them, they feeling away. Let me know if y'all can relate. That happens all of the time. And so this one particular time that God was reminding me of, when I was at school in Auburn, we went to Wendy's and I was met with one of like a woman like that, and I had asked her for ketchup, and she was acting like it was gonna kill her to give me the ketchup. Like I was doing the most for asking for the ketchup. And I got in the car, and when I got home, I bit into my sandwich, and God said don't eat it. And I was like, what? She spinning it, didn't she? Like, you know, and I couldn't eat it. It made me nauseous. Like I bit into the sandwich and it made me nauseous, and I couldn't eat my food from Wendy's that night. I didn't do nothing but ask for ketchup. Okay. So he reminded me of that. And so I had that feeling in the dream, because this dream is definitely a lot about how I felt. Like in the dream, I had that feeling in the dream, and I already knew like I'm not eating the food when she give it to me. Like I'm not eating it. Like, and then I was worried about him because he didn't get what he wanted. And so then I ended up talking to the other two girls at the counter. And so one of the girls at the counter was like, you know, this 24 hours and we've been working like 21-hour shifts. And I was like, 21-hour shifts? I was like, I know y'all feet hurt and I know y'all tired because, and I told her that in the dream. When I used to work at McDonald's, I would be tired after 6 hours. Like I told her that in the dream. I have worked 12-hour shifts at McDonald's. I know how that feels. You get what I'm saying? And that's so important. I could relate to her, and she was nice to me because she knew I could relate to what she was saying. I wasn't just saying like anything just because. Talking just because, like, and I knew at McDonald's when I worked there, you not supposed to be like that to customers. My McDonald's gave me my own little position when I started working there. Like I was like the hostess before they had hostesses. Like before that was even a thing at McDonald's. It was people who came to our McDonald's, especially older people, every day, and they would ask me, when do you work? Because I'm coming in on those days. That's what I brought into the McDonald's up the street. Where, you get what I'm saying? That's the type of person I have always been. And so in a dream, I was like, you're rude. Like, you know, you're rude. Like, that's why he's not talking. And I didn't say it like that, but I knew that. And so they were like, yeah, we've been working for like 21 hours. The other two were cool. That one, I don't know if she ran out of patience. I don't know if she was tired. But regardless, and I want y'all to think about the While We Wait video. Remember, in that video, I was a runner. And I had told y'all, like, I used to do that at McDonald's. It was like the same type of thing, and I was like, something telling me to work in this establishment, you have to have a good attitude. Fool around and get fired. I said that in that other video. And so she walked off, and I was upset because he didn't get anything to eat. I didn't even want my food. And then I was like, well, maybe we can go get pizza. And the pizza closed. The pizza closed. I was like, what? So at this point, everything is closing. But they make an announcement, and they were calling our family back to. Wow, that's crazy. That's how I know it's dual. They were calling our family back to the car. Like it was time to leave, and they were shutting everything down. And I was like, what? I thought she just said it was like 24 hours, which, okay, I think God is talking, because last night or earlier this morning when we were talking about it, he was talking to me more so about the no connection again. Because if she was connected to the Holy Spirit, regardless of how you feel, regardless of if you're running out of patience, regardless of if you're tired, the Holy Spirit make you talk to people the right way. Y'all get what I'm saying? So he brought that back up. She wasn't connected. That's why she was tripping and the other two wasn't, regardless. So me and him are leaving, and I actually run into one of my family members. What they call our family by name. It was a lot of people, but they call our family by name and told us it was time to leave. So I'm thinking I need to text the group me like, hey, like, I think we need to do better about our diet. But anyways, I ran into one of my family members, and one of the managers at this establishment, hear me, brought them their food, like, here you go. And I was trying to tell the manager, because you thinking like, okay, well, he didn't get his food, I'm gonna let the manager know. Y'all, why the manager had an attitude? That means people in leadership roles got horrible attitudes. I'm like, hey, we didn't get our food. You know, I'm trying to explain to her what happened. I didn't want mine, but he didn't get his. And she was like, oh, you know, sucks, you know, oh well. And I was like, what? Like, that made me mad, but she had brought the food out to the other family member. So we're getting in the car, and it's when we're getting in the car that I realized who I came there with. And so my mama in the car, my daddy in the car, my sister's in the car, and my nephew. It's like the young boy that I was in line with ended up turning into my nephew. Now, Mind y'all, my nephew is literally just like me. I've mentioned him a couple times on the channel. He's very sensitive in spirit. He is a sweetheart. He is definitely one of those people, like, don't bother him. He's not gonna bother you. But if you bother him, I can't promise you what you're gonna get, right? Like, because you went out of your way to bother him. And so in the car, I'm telling my mama I'm mad at the manager and stuff. Like, they gave me an attitude, right? Why my mom was getting on to me about my attitude. And that goes back to what I keep saying. Regardless of if you're done wrong, regardless of if you're attacked, regardless of if somebody comment under my post crazy, that don't give me the right to comment crazy back, to have an attitude back, because God is always checking our heart posture. The manager and those workers were in the wrong in that dream. And yet, because I was feeling away, because I was upset, and I didn't express that until I got in the car with my family, right? My mama got on to me for how I was acting, for how I was feeling. The Holy Spirit, okay? And so then it jumps to my dad and my sister. I don't know if they ever got out the car, right? My dad was talking to my nephew. It was very realistic, like how it'd be in real life. And my dad was like, you ain't getting nothing to eat, you know? And he was like, nah, like, I just eat some Vienna sausages or noodles or something at the house. And I ended up tweeting that last night or early in this morning when I woke up, because I would much, in real life, before I deal with somebody with a stank attitude at a fast food restaurant, I will eat some Vienna sausages or some noodles at the house. I really would. And so when my nephew said that in a dream, I was like, yeah, because he was over it. Like, and it wasn't even so much that he was scared of her. Like, he was just like, he didn't say nothing because she was like barking at him. Like, why would I place an order? Okay. And so that's kind of where the dream ended. And my dad was laughing at him when he said that. He was like, okay, boy, you know, like, and that's how my dad would be in real life. Like, we're gonna go home and get some food at the house. Okay, like I said, it's duality. I'm sharing this one because some of us probably need to stop eating fast food anyways. But two, when you are someone who releases words, okay, it's different ways to do it. And that was part of the reason why the comment irritated me, because he was telling me to do it faster and it would resonate with more people. That's not the point. That's not why I'm over here. And I'm not going to keep, stressing that. For example, the video last night, I said that if it's only for 2, 3, 1 person, right? And even not even for a person at that moment, I'm going to do it because God is leading me to do it. God is telling me to do it. You get what I'm saying? And so some of my deliveries, my shorts, they are quick. On Instagram, I call them drive-by words because they're 60 seconds. So it's no shade to anybody who does do quick deliveries or anything like that. But what I'm supposed to be doing, and the people that I feed, shout out to my sis who commented last night, and that's what I said on Instagram the other week. I speak to leaders. I speak to those who are going to do what I'm doing, or in the process of doing what I'm doing. You get what I'm saying? And those are the people. I was tweeting about Katia Lamore. I don't know if y'all have ever watched her, but she's one of the first prophetic influencers I ever stumbled across on YouTube. And I love her. And there's different channels that I love because they're not untouchable. It's like talking to my friend, talking to my sister, even if they are at a place where they got so many followers, so many subscribers, and they can't comment back to my comment or heart my comment. When they talk, when they speak to me, I feel like I'm engaged. I feel like I'm a part of their community. I feel like they see me, they hear me, they care. That's the feeling I gave people in McDonald's in real life. Okay, real life. That's why people came to our McDonald's specifically because I was working there. You get what I'm saying? That matters. I'm a personable person. That in itself is a gift. So all my videos, they're not for people to just, let me just come and get what I want, and now I'm out and I'm going. That's not what this is. It's one of those things where it's like, we can't ignore, like, I'm not oblivious. Certain words get more traffic. If you put hashtag prophetic word, it's going to get more traffic. YouTube going to circulate it more. People who search for that hashtag, people who are just coming in to get it and go, right? Which is exactly what happened in the dream. It was so many people in there. They were just coming in to get fast food, to get it and go. But it's some people we need more than that. It's some people we probably need to go to the house and we need to eat. We in a place where we need more nourishment. We need more sustenance. We need more quality. We need a home cooked meal. We need a word that's delivered and made in love. A word that has more than just, this is what God is telling me, but insight, experience, more details, which is what I am trying my best to do. Because I'm connected to people who need me to deliver it that way. They don't need me just doing, hi, bye, see you later. Like, no, that's not what I was called to do. And so for the people who stumble across my videos and it's like, you thought that's what you was getting, okay? Can you get to the point? Can you get to the throne room yourself? Like, God is really working on me. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of people that do that, they can't. And now you're trying to rush me, tell me how to do the delivery. It doesn't work like that. In some instances, God does have me moving, shaking, and I'm a runner, just like in my other dream. But in other instances, and in what he's releasing me to do right now in this hour, that's just not how the delivery is going to be. I would like to think that my regular subscribers, the ones who tune in to all the videos, y'all feel like y'all are like that with me. Sometimes I watch some of the words that ain't got nothing to do with me that Stephanie releases, because she might say something in there that I needed. You know, but I recognize the word in its entirety isn't for me. But literally, because she's so open and stuff, and the same with Katia, and the same with Pretty Boss, sometimes they just say some random stuff, and I'm like, oh, I needed that. You get what I'm saying? Because I feel like I'm connected to them deeper than that. I wasn't just on your page for a drive-by word. That's not why I'm here, okay? And so, shout out to God, because something we had talked about collectively on Facebook yesterday, because I know I follow a lot of young women who are gifted prophetically, and we've been talking about the things that we're struggling with. We've been talking about the things we don't like. One of those things for me is people thinking I'm like a personal prophet. Like, that's not how that works. And it's people who can't hear for themselves right now. It's people who can't go get a word for themselves, but then you trying to tell me how to deliver the word that I got for myself, and I'm responsible for delivering it. And that's between me and God, how I deliver it. I know how social media works. Like, and I get advice sometimes from people like, maybe if you did it quicker, you would get more views. I probably would, but that's not why I'm doing it. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes it come out quicker. Sometimes I got something to do and I got to deliver it quicker. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm chilling and it's like, hey, let's talk. That's, I'm like, maybe I really should start doing lives, because I don't like being rushed, right? And that's ultimately what was happening in the dream. Sometimes you can be somebody that gets a word and you just got a bad attitude, like the girl that was working the counter in the dream. You get what I'm saying? And I don't think she quit, but she definitely walked away from the counter, and then everything was shutting down. And I'm like, I know y'all just said this was 24 hours. Like, it wasn't adding up. But even, like I said, even the manager had an attitude. It's people in leadership roles who they're not personable. It's not like that. They really just trying to hand the food out. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily wrong, but I am going to say in the dream, the manager and that girl, they had horrible attitudes. Horrible. God don't have a horrible attitude. He ain't no stank person, okay? Demons think. That's all I got. Like, but like I said, being personable, being able to be so transparent, all that is a gift, okay? It is. So that's really just what I want to tell you. I want to tell you about the dream, tell you about how I've been feeling, and like, if it's not for you, if my delivery isn't for you, you probably don't need to be in my restaurant, because this ain't a fast food establishment. Not what we've been doing lately. This is a, hey, come in, sit down, get you some food, okay? My restaurant have a drive-through window? I think it does, actually. But sometimes I'm giving the food out and it's a literally come in, sit down, let's eat. And it ain't like y'all just eat. It's a let's eat together. Thank you, God, for the visual. Okay? Worry about your own restaurant. Worry about where you working. You get what I'm saying? Like, I keep coming back to that. Like, and he really is challenging me, testing me on how I'm going to respond. And like I said, this is something that I pray about all the time. Like, Lord, you want to talk to all the people that are your people, but like I said, I want to be able to keep it at a personable level. Okay, that's why I don't put prophetic word on everything. I gotta be mindful. The stuff I really be want to tell y'all, I be like, don't make the title something that's too, clickbaity, because then you got people who not really eating with you, who not really rocking with you, but they just looking for a word that's watching it, right? And itching ears are real. It's real. So I be so hesitant to release certain things, and then when I do, it's like, now that's a problem and people commenting crazy. Like, it's certain topics. Marriage, because that's easily made an idol. Jealousy and narcissism. I told y'all I was so hesitant to start talking about that, because it was like, I know people get on the internet looking for that because they just need like a quick fix. Nah, like, Jesus is the true solution no matter what topics we're talking about. And I barely get on here and do money, and the couple times that I have, it's kind of been like, this make me uncomfortable, because those are areas where it's easily, people will prey on PREY on the people who are seeking that out. I'm aware of that, y'all. I'm aware of all the stuff that people be trying to comment that, like, I'm not aware. I'm aware of all of that. But that don't change the sincerity when God is giving me a word about one of those topics. Okay? Okay, I just called my mama too, because I was trying to tell her what I remember, especially them calling out our family name and stuff, and it was like, it's time for you to leave. For some of us, it's time for you to leave those type of fast food establishments. And I'm talking about spiritually, where you just trying to get these quick words and you're not like, you got, it's a, like, this YouTube prophetic arena, it can be very dangerous if you're not spiritually mature. It can be extremely dangerous. So it's time for some of us to go higher and start getting the food for ourselves. Like my nephew in the dream was literally like, I'm finna just go get food at the house. For some of you, it's time for you to go get food at the house. They called our family out by name in the dream and was like, it's time for y'all to leave. And then they start closing it down. Like you just said, it was 24 hours. God is closing down some things. He is. He's shutting some things down because it's time for us to go get food at the house. It's time for us to go directly to the throne room and get food from him. Okay?